Exile out here looking for a harbor, cause I've been harboring the shit for too long. You Judas niggas lack division, superstitious indecisions. I was daily on a mission, trying to fend this position. I was barely out the kitchen when they put me in the prison.
You are now tuned in to Straight Facts, where you won't hear our imagination, we state facts. Presented by Currency, Supreme Entertainment. Like, share, comment, follow.
Straight Facts, back at it again. You already know what it is. We got our special guest today. We got Hevve, not Hevve, not, you know what I mean? Not anything else other than Hevve. In the words of Gucci, real heavy, so heavy. Somebody help me. My neck hurts us too. I mean, come on, Hevve in the cut.
What's good, guys?
Welcome to the show. We got JR, we got Zoe.
Welcome.
All right, let's go.
First question of the day. We got.
Lay it on me.
All right, so I kind of wanted to ask you.
Yes.
So I read that you dropped a series of as a way to come out. You dropped a series of EPs, 4 EPs, and I've read that these EPs represented seasons. So my question for you today: What's your favorite season?
As far as my music, or as far as just in general?
Let's say both.
Okay, well, I mean, summer has to be my favorite season.
Okay,
like,
okay.
You know, I can miss me with this winter stuff. Like, I'm way over it. But
Side note: we had a little side bet before this started,
Yeah?
JR and I said that it's going to be between summer and winter, and I went for winter because you have, what was that guy's name? The thrift shop, Macklemore.
Yeah,
Macklemore, and he had, remember the fur coat?
Yeah.
This guy has the official fur coat,
Oh,
so like, you know what I mean. So
It's
when I saw that, I was like,
it's full fur. So
when I saw that, you know what I mean, Peter, don't come at him. You know what I mean? He's a good dude. He loves pets. So, you know, the good thing when I saw that, I was like, whoa, this guy invests money into the season of winter. So I thought, you know, you're a winter guy.
I just don't like being cold. So that's basically how it is.
But yeah, in terms of your music,
my music, as far as the projects, I think the third one is probably like Autumn is my favorite one, but just because of the style of music that I made for that one, and even the winter one is probably my favorite one. So it's crazy how I rather the summer, like as far as the vibe, but the music that I made is a lot more my style when it gets to the more, you know, I don't want to say intellectual, but the deeper stuff, the more, you know, spiritual stuff and stuff like that is definitely more me, for sure.
And question for you, where's the name Hevve? Where does it come from?
It's funny because like when I started, like I just wanted a name that was gonna be like catchy, easy to say, could be put in any song and everything. But at that point, I was like 300 and some pounds. Like I was a big boy, and I knew I was heavy. I had heavy bars and everything, and I was like, okay, well, heavy could be cool, but like I didn't just want to call myself Heavy, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I figured a couple different ways to write it and came up with the Hevve, and ever since then, people have been asking me how to say it, and just because they ask me, it sticks in their head even more. So it's just been a beautiful plan since the beginning.
That's fancy. That's fancy.
Yeah,
I like it. How would you describe your style of music?
Like I said, it's very it's on the intellectual side. Like I don't make songs that are just like out of nothing. You know, for the year of the bangers, like the 4 seasons thing, well, what I did with Quest was just go into the studio and just, he'd make a beat on the spot, I'd write on the spot, record, and like 3 hours later we have a song like off, like just like that. But I actually sit there with a beat and think about something deep that I want to say and talk about. Kind of like what you would expect like from old school hip hop, even though I didn't grow up on the old school, I didn't really listen to it that much. If you listen to my music, a lot of people tell me that like I have an old school, like an old soul or old school flow, you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely say that my music is for the people that actually want to sit there and listen to the lyrics and listen to the words and you know, actually dive into like who I am and what I think about, you know, the world and stuff like that.
I listened to I watched the Judas video, and bars for real. Like, the bars are back.
The bars are back.
Yeah, the bars are back for real, man. But yeah,
appreciate it.
I kind of wanted to ask, like, what's your favorite song that you dropped so far?
Oh man, I've dropped like over 200 songs, so that's a tough one to pick. Wow. I guess the biggest song, like I'll pick the biggest song that I've had so far, which is when the Raptors won the championship. I dropped the song Clutch, and with Bully Zone. Shouts to Bully Zone. He's an amazing artist in the city and an OG in the city. When we were in the studio, like we worked on it and everything, and I'm like, oh, this is such a cool concept, but like I never thought that it was gonna blow up the way it did, like in the city, and the video was amazing. So I'll say Clutch is like my favorite song, but I have so many songs with so many lyrics and so many deep things that I say that basically they're all my babies. The next one's my favorite one, you know, it just keeps going like that.
You know, whenever,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, whenever it comes to art, I feel like art's always a way of expressing your individual self. What other ways do you express yourself? Would it be through, you know, your tattoos, or would it be through, like, you know, let's say your hairstyle, or would it be through your clothing, you know, like you got the fur coat? How do you like to express yourself outside of just music?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm actually writing books and scripts now too. So, you know, with my boy Gru, we're actually starting to write some movie scripts and stuff like that. So the way I view music is a canvas for me to write my story on, and books and scripts like that are even bigger canvas that I can, you know, let my whole passion out. But obviously tattoos, yeah, they're pretty big to me. You know, I have respect, loyalty on one arm, cosmic. So this side is on my spiritual side. This is my physical side, so like I'm just gonna have all types of music stuff on this side, spiritual stuff on this side. It's just anything that I can use like on myself to show, like I'm not necessarily trying to show people who I am, like I'm just being me, and in the process I don't want you to have to guess who I am, you know what I mean? So I'm just being me and letting anything that I can find on myself just speak for myself, you know.
That's amazing.
A question for you. When did you decide, like, what was the moment in your life where you decided, or you fell in love with hip hop that made you decide that you wanted to become an artist?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like I said, like I didn't necessarily, like I listened to old school music, but I wasn't like, I didn't sit down there like on the daily and just listen to old school rap and like have a favorite rapper like from back in the day. I didn't really start getting into like hip hop, like deep hip hop until like 2007, 8, like when Lil Wayne was just going crazy, which is why Lil Wayne was like my biggest inspiration off the jump. But I started off as more of a poet. Like I just loved writing. I just loved writing so much and writing poems and stuff like that. And when I got to college is when I started recording for the first time. And since then, after that, I met Quest. I met a producer before him, started working on a mixtape, met Quest, and at that point, it was just like, okay, this is something that I put time in, I got better, I know the people, and like I seem to have the skill enough and the passion to actually get into it. And from there, like I just studied like the history a lot more and fell in love with what the culture and everything was, and that's where Hevve began.
Okay, then, so to wanting to add a question there. So you said that around college is when you started recording and really studying the game. So did you build a Mount Rushmore in that time? Like, who would you consider to be the 4 artists that you look to when you studied the game that really kind of molded a bit of Hevve?
Yeah, my Mount Rushmore. It's crazy. Like, I don't necessarily consider these people the greatest of all time, but I consider them the most influential as to when I started working on music and like developing my own style. Okay. Obviously, like I said, Lil Wayne's at the top there because of his metaphors, how he used to write, just how raw he was on the beat. I was like, I want to start rapping. Like this guy makes me want to rap, not just listen to it. So Lil Wayne, I have Drake in there because the way Drake just made it. Just
put Canada on the map.
Yeah, I put Canada on the map.
Put Ontario on the map.
His writing style, like, okay, yeah, he has ghostwriters, but, you know, put that aside. The style of music that he has is just so real and so, like everyday emotions kind of thing. And, like, I was like, this is what I want to relate in my music. I want people to know that I can relate to them as much as, like, the rapper that, you know, because if I just go, because I can go out and just put words and people are just like, oh, like Eminem. Like, I'll listen to Eminem and at some point I'm just like, amazing lyricist, but sometimes I don't relate to what you're saying because you're putting words out there that I'm just like, okay, like you can put some crazy words in there. It's cool. It's sick.
That's how I feel about listening to like Hove now.
You know what I mean? Like
Hove is one of my favorite art. Like Hove is like Hove and Kanye, like 1A, 1B, and like Mattering on the Day they interchange. But
yeah,
like Hove right now will rap about how, you know, he bought a painting for $5 million, and Hove's talking about how I think he could have bought a property in Dumbo but then he didn't, and then now that property is worth way more than it would have been if he would have bought that property. And how he's like, I feel so dumb about that. And it's just like, here I am feeling like an idiot for putting my $5 on the LA Lakers, thinking that they're going to win a basketball game. But of course they fail me, like always, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, that's why I hear you on that. I feel that.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's why like I have Drake up there, because he's helped me like really be like, okay, you can talk about everyday stuff, everyday relationship stuff and stuff like that, and make it sound good and make it sound like where people can actually want to listen to it. I put The Game in there because The Game.
The Game from Compton?
Yeah, The Game. Yeah.
I just want to make sure. That's good. Go ahead.
He was the first one that, even before Lil Wayne, he was the first one that he made me like really listen to hip hop and like listen to hip hop. Like when I started listening to him, like I was never really a fan of 50 Cent or anything. And then I discovered him and I was like, oh my god, like just the way he writes, what he talks about, the emotion and everything in it. I was like, I want to listen to it. Huh?
You couldn't get far. He wrote this song for you. You know what I mean? Like, for all y'all,
Yeah. So no, from
but he's blocking you when he says that though. You know what I mean? Like,
what you mean?
When he said you couldn't get far.
You wouldn't get far.
With rap stars,
but he's talking about bitches, right? Like
he's talking about
videos.
He's talking about just like video vixens.
Like, but
that's true. But like this is why I say like, so he made me want to listen to hip hop more. He didn't necessarily make me want to write. Like I said, Lil Wayne's the one that made me want to write. So I'll give The Game the title of, when I heard him, I was like, I want to dive more into hip hop and more into like what the culture is and all that stuff. And after that, discovering the old school stuff and all like that, Bone Thugs and Harmony are my fourth, because they were way ahead of their time. Holy crap, they were ahead of their time. Whatever you hear now, like you can compare it to what they did back in the day as far as harmonies, flows, and all that stuff. And they were in the 90s. What are you talking about? Are you serious?
I think one of the dopest stories for Bone Thugs and Harmony is when their first song dropped. I think it was Thuggish Ruggish Bone, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think Thuggish Ruggish Bone is like their first song that dropped. And they were talking about how they were like on a public bus, and they heard the guy in the car beside them bumping Thuggish Ruggish Bone on the radio, and they were like, yo, like that's us, so hearing stuff like that, you know what I mean, of knowing how they came out of, like, Cleveland is the city where we come from, so anyway, you know what I mean, like I was like an into it.
And Hevve, so what should the world look out for you in 2022, like anything special?
So like it's been since 2008 that I've released a full project. Like I've released singles, I've been on other people's songs and stuff like that, but like a full project I haven't released in over, it's gonna be 3 years now. So next year I have 2 solo projects, one request, one with a new producer in the city called Death Wish. I'm working with my boy Gru on another project. So I have 3 or 4 projects, maybe a hidden project. So I'll say 3 or 4 coming next year, like full projects, full blown projects. I am in the studio working. I am in album mode for sure.
That's what's
up.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Okay.
For sure. So first single is gonna be in January. For sure.
100%. And just you've mentioned the song that you did with Bully Zone, which one is your biggest tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any artists in Ottawa that you haven't worked with that you would like to work with? And here's your platform to let them know. If that's the case.
Wow. So many. There's so many artists. Like, how do you pick one? I'll have to say City Fidelia. We've connected many times. We've been in the studio together many times, but like it's either he has a session, I have a session, or we're just like linking up like at a party or something like that. And we always said we're gonna make a song. So City, let's make that song, man. Let's stop talking. Let's do it.
That's straight facts right there.
All right, Hevve, man. Thanks so much for being on the show. Really appreciate it.
Got
like
you, boys.
I appreciate it.
Man.
Straight facts.
Straight facts.
It's straight facts. You know what time it is, guys. With your boy Ace and Hevve.
What's up?
Hevve, our guest of the day, So we're gonna do the segment of finish the sentence, okay? So FCS, the boys know about it. So let's see what you gotta answer. One quick answer on every one of them. Okay. Feel free to say whatever you want to say.
Okay.
Finish the sentence. The first thing I do in the morning is
make a green shake.
Okay.
Whoa.
Gotta get my greens in off the bat.
Yep, that's good. So like you make it from scratch.
Oh, I mean, I get this greens powder, like has all this different kind of greens.
Powder
in it.
greens.
Yeah.
Much
Then
easier.
just shake and I put some BCAAs in there just for a little bit of.
Okay. What is that? It's like good for you?
Yeah. You got all your vitamins and everything in there.
BCAAs for the gym guys. The last thing I do before I go to bed is.
Oh man. I'm usually gaming.
Gaming. Okay.
What game?
What's it?
What
Warzone.
console? What console?
Warzone. I only got it. Listen, okay. Xbox, alright?
He's an Xbox guy.
No, hold on.
still get the
I have an
crossplay, though. You can
Xbox
still get the
One. I
crossplay.
have an Xbox One. I want to get that PS5, but I'm trying to get a PS5 right now.
One day at a time, you know? One day at a time. One day we will all get to Sosa Fit status. One day, you know what I mean?
One day, okay, Heavy, ready?
Straight up.
I always keep.
Like on me?
I don't know.
I always keep breathing.
Hey. You gotta breathe. You gotta breathe, guys. My favorite thing about Ottawa is.
It's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city with a great atmosphere. Man, favorite thing about Ottawa. Oh man. There's a lot of room to grow. The culture is there, and there's a lot of people that want to help it. So I can't wait to see Ottawa in 5 years. It's gonna be crazy.
You think the LRT will work?
In 5 years? Hell no. What do you mean?
That's an Ottawa joke. you
It's Ottawa
gotta
joke.
kind of be here to know what that's
Nah,
about.
it's not gonna work.
Too many damn taxes for no reason. Okay. My favorite place to visit is.
Oh man, that's gonna go against what I just said, but Toronto.
Toronto. Man, them in the building.
Okay, hold on. I literally.
What's going on over
I
here?
just moved back to Ottawa
What's
from
going on?
Toronto. Okay.
Okay. So.
And I love the vibe of the city. I love the vibe of the city in Toronto. And I'm not talking about like necessarily music scene or anything, just the actual vibe of the city. Love it. It's beautiful.
Very good. The most important thing to me is.
My health.
Amazing.
Like I said, I was over 300 pounds when I chose my name and all that stuff, and I got a huge back injury at work, and I was like 26 and I couldn't move for like 3 months, and I was like, this ain't my life. I'm not living my life like this.
So you had a big weight loss journey.
Oh yeah.
Jared, what do they call that in French? Santé?
Santé, oui.
Oui.
Yeah.
Santé.
C'est ça.
Santé, stroma. Okay.
On Google Translate.
To me, a good day is.
I mean, a good day where you wake up obviously is a good day. It's a beautiful
Mama
day.
cooks
It's
the breakfast
best
with no
day.
hog. You know what I mean? When the Lakers beat the Supersonics.
Yes, sir. Oh, go throw back over here.
You know what I'm saying?
The Seattle Supersonics.
Listen, a good day is when I can go work on my passion, and literally any day that I can go work on my passion. That's like I said, like I'm writing books, I'm writing scripts, whatever it is, anything that I'm passionate about, that's a beautiful day.
Very interesting. You gotta talk to us about the books later. In the studio, I've got to have.
Quiet. Gotta have quiet. Can't have people around me making noise or distractions or anything.
So no
Honestly,
head-
I'm usually just requesting the studio, so
Right.
that's
You're
what I
like
mean.
Kanye. You're like
Oh, yeah.
Kanye.
No, like entourage.
No.
None of that.
No.
Okay.
Which
What-
which also proves that I write all my stuff.
Oh, no ghost ride over here. We ain't judging. We just like good music. Okay, Heavy. You gotta answer this one. Okay. One thing I'm always wearing is.
My stones. Very spiritual.
What do they mean?
Gotta protect myself.
What do they mean?
What do they mean? So it's basically energy protection. So these stones, they basically ward off any bad energies that would, try to affect you or get into you or anything.
Right.
Over the past 2 years, I've gotten I was never spiritual or anything, and I understood the world so much, and so much of it didn't make sense that it made sense. I saw the world logically, and so many things that I saw, I was just like, why are people acting this way? Until I got into spirituality, and I was like, okay.
Have you tried mushrooms?
Of course, many times, many times.
And that, do you ever find gives you a little bit more clarity on your
100%.
answers towards spirituality?
100%.
Do you
All
think
the times
was that
that
part of your journey of how you guys became more spiritual?
it helped. Meditation is number one for sure. But sometimes you're at a point where you're not able to, because you're just not woke enough. You're not able to get to that point of meditation without a little bit of a push. And mushrooms, I would recommend everybody to try that. 100%.
Interesting.
100%.
So, brings me to my question. I love
Mushrooms. No.
Okay, there you answered. I hate
Mushrooms are all good. I love.
Go ahead, brother.
I love. What do I love? I love good energy. You know, wherever I go, whoever I chill with, whatever it is, like as long as the energy is pure and good, I'm with it. It doesn't matter who I'm with. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. As long as the energy is right.
The opposite. I hate
when the energy is so bad, when the energy is just negative, when it's not productive, when it's not going anywhere. One thing I hate is being in my comfort zone. Like I hate being somewhere where it's just not moving. Like it's the same thing day in, day out. There's no talk of progress. There's no talk of evolution. Like I hate that. I'm all about going forward and just getting better.
All right. I'm scared of
not going anywhere. I'm scared of just being stuck in the same place for an extended period of time. Obviously, I'm not, saying that you shouldn't stay in a certain spot in your life at a certain point where you can recuperate your energy and all that. But I feel like you should always be moving forward. And I'm just scared of hitting a plateau, which is why with my music, every song that I do, I try to do something different. Which is why my style, I'm just like, I'll do every style of music, So.
Okay. People would be surprised to know
I'm a huge Nascar fan.
Okay.
Like huge. Like
shouts out Bubba Wallace.
Yeah,
Bubba Wallace.
Shouts out Bubba
Like
Wallace.
so huge, like I've driven a Nascar car on a track.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. At 240 miles an hour. Kilometers an hour, yeah.
Where'd you get the chance to do so?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina in the building.
Yeah,
Shout out Michael Jordan.
Been to Atlanta. Actually, I've been to Atlanta, the Atlanta race too. And when
How
I
was
was
that?
in Atlanta, I went to the Martin Luther King house where he grew up.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, no, that was sick.
Did you do Montreal too?
Montreal, they haven't had NASCAR in years, and honestly,
Formula One.
Le Monde de Montréal, je vous aime. I'm not a fan of the city, man. I've had so many things happen to me.
Oh, the Montreal Chronicles.
I'm like, I try to stay away from there. Listen, I went to that home once. My car got broken into. With the windows broken. I drove to the cop station to do a report. While I was in the cop station, the cops came in with a guy, and they were like, "Whose gray car is outside?" This guy was in the window, in the cop parking lot, breaking into my car. I'm like, are you serious right now?
Your car must have been
Okay. If I could choose my last meal on earth, it would be.
I need me some filet mignon. Okay. I need me some lasagna. Wow. And I need me a Caesar salad.
Salsa fit meal right there.
With some vino. Come on. Like I can't just not be vino. Give me some wine.
Very good. So, if your 13-year-old self could see you and hear you right now, what would you tell them?
What would I tell him, or what would what would I tell him? No matter how dark you think things are, there's always a brighter side. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Keep pushing, obviously. And look how you turned out. You turned out amazing. Don't even worry. Just do what you gotta do. This is what you're turning into.
The thing is like, Hevve, I'm gonna tell you messed up on that answer. Because if I were talking to my 13-year-old self, I would tell him between the years 2006
The sports betting stuff
on Miami Heat,
between the years of
2013 or whatever, bet on Golden State. Between this year and this year, put your money on this team. And I'll be like, in 2021, do not spend $1 on the LA Lakers. I don't care what happens. Yo, if I'm talking my 13-year-old self, bro, I'm telling that right there.
He's preaching.
Bro, I'm telling
I
that
thought
right
the
there.
same thing too, but I'm like, You know,
I'd say put your futures on
At the end
LeBron
of the
James
day,
Rookie of
bro.
the Year. Your futures on LaMelo Ball Rookie of the Year. Come on, man.
Okay. Well said, BP. And we'll close it with this, okay? The most exciting thing about 2022 for you is.
The unknown.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it. That's my shortest answer.
Okay.
Just the unknown.
The unknown.
You look so confused right now.
Well, it is what it is. It's the unknown lets us think. My brain is working. Thanks for coming in, Heavy. Straight facts. We're in the cut. Check this out. Find us on YouTube, Currency TV. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, tell everybody about it, and drop a comment.